Last time I built the Dunbine mecha, painted it, made a mess of that paint job, went back over with a different paint job, which still needs a bit of work. So in part 2, it's going to get some weathering, some transfers and markings, and then I'm going to put it on a base, which is this. I took the plastic base that was voted as the favourite, and I thought I'd add a little bit more detail. This bit here, there was meant to be a structure, but I didn't have that anymore, so I built this, which is obviously it's been blown up by the explosion that caused this. Got some more oil drums in the base, and I thought I'd put some gravel around, which I slightly overdid, I have to admit. Gonna hit it with some primer, paint it, then there'll be some remnants of grass after the explosion, and then that becomes the base for the Dunbine. So the next step, I think, is to prime this little base here. So the base is primed, and now I'm going to hit it with various shades of brown and yellow and green and not quite a rainbow, but you know what I mean. And then work from there. Let's stick a little bit of paper under it so I don't just cover the chopping board with paint. If you like the content here at Spinny World, please like and subscribe. It helps me a great deal, gets the videos in front of more people. And if you'd like to support me even more, there is the spinnyworld.com shop, which is linked below. And there's also Patreon, which is ramping up with more content now, including builds that don't make it onto video and behind the scenes shots. And if you support me at the right level, STLs when I build new 3D printable products. I've dug into the transfer stash, and obviously I'm not going to be using all of these, but I'm going to find something suitable and just put some basic markings on there. It's not going to go completely mad, but got things like these warning symbols, and I'm thinking either US Army or I might go for the British markings. I'm thinking British markings. So now it's time for a little bit of pick and mix, and then I shall decide how I'm going to mark up this little mecha. So that's the decals applied. Not perfect, the roundel broke, but I'll just incorporate that into the chipping and the weathering. I added a name. If I can just turn it around and get it into focus. I added a name, Vampire, and on the other leg, a bat to go with it. So now just let these dry and set in place, and then hit everything with varnish, and once it's varnished then I can run some chipping and some washes and other bits and pieces across it. And that's the Dunbine finished. I could go and use some weathering powders and the like, and a bit more of the shades and all of that kind of thing. It's still a little bit glossy, considering it's meant to be out in the field and operational. But I'm going to call it done. The old Matchbox diorama base worked out pretty well. It got RAF markings on it because in the mythology I'm building up, it was found by British troops in Burma. I'm creating a whole alternate Cold War era backstory for this and some of the things I plan to build in the near future. And I'll be detailing that on the Patreon if you want to sign up. Patrons get money off in the Spinny World shop, builder level patrons get the STLs of any new designs I create for the shop or for builds or any of that kind of thing. And I expect to have other benefits for you as well as it builds and as it grows.